I come up fourth.
Some weird objects I have sitting around the house, and I just weirdly have all my old phone boxes. And I was thinking about it, why? Why do I do that? I think it's because I feminize them a little bit, because it's the only woman box I'm gonna see for a while. This one is really bad. Guys, I'm a white guy. I don't know if you can tell that up here. I try not to be, but I am. And I love listening to rap. I love listening to hip-hop. And when certain words come up, I just fill those words with my name instead. Like my Tanner. And it's not giving me any more street cred, but at least I'm not being racist anymore. Told you I was done with racism. I was not. I'm sorry. I apologize. Guys, I was at the bar with my buddy over the weekend, and he had a sense of panic on his face. We were about to leave, and he's like, dude, I really have to go. I have to go close my tab. So I started panicking. I was like, what browsers did he have open? All right, guys, I've been Tanner. Thank you. Love you. Bye.
One more time for Tanner, everybody. We'll keep it rolling right now. I'm giving out Lisa Rossi to come and sing right now. Coming all the way from Cedar Rapids, everybody. Please help me welcome up Dylan Wenzel.
Give it up for your host, Zach, everyone. Yeah, I'm from Cedar Rapids. He saved my life one time, so I felt like I owed him one favor. Zach, your brother becoming an astronaut, do pay attention, because my cousin, he's 24 now, but when he was 10, I used to make fun of him and beat the shit out of him every time he said he wanted to be a CIA agent when he grew up. He is a CIA agent right now through the United States Marine Corps. And yeah, so now I realize that he can incriminate me for anything now. I'm afraid I'm just going to get an email one day. He's just going to be like, check your computer. Fuck. But I'm Dylan Wenzel, to be honest. I'm pretty nervous, but not as nervous as the first time I ever bought condoms. Just because it was the first purchase I ever made without my parents being there with me. Buying condoms isn't like buying pants. You can't go down to the aisle, look at the fucking condoms, call your parents, and just be like, do you know what size I am? It's like, what do you mean you don't know? You gave me a bath last night. I have two dads. I have a stepdad and a biological dad. And I call my biological father that because, whenever I wanted to hang out with him when I was younger, he'd always be like, sorry, bud, I'm trying to get some pussy. That's something you tell your best friend, not your 8-year-old son. So I'm very fortunate to have a stepdad in my life. The thing is, though, I wouldn't talk about my mom growing up at school whatsoever. And I only talk about how awesome it was to have two dads without realizing what it sounded like. That wasn't until parent-teacher conferences happened, and my mom couldn't go, but my two dads could. And that was the only parent-teacher conference I had where none of the teachers talked about me whatsoever. They just talked about how amazing it was that they could actually come in together. And my stepdad and my dad didn't realize what they were talking about. They just thought they were talking about the friendship the entire time. And a bully from school saw me, but was too big of a bitch to not confront me right then. He waited until the next day at school. Got his friend group and was just like, Dylan has two gay dads. And I was like, you better be careful, dude. Because I'm pretty sure my two dads can beat up your one dad. When I was 4 years old, I thought Usher was my dad. But that's because my dad wasn't around, but Usher was. He was on TV. I thought Usher was my dad because I thought I was black and I could dance just like him. My mom thought that's where that ended, all right? That wasn't until I brought that same energy to preschool, and I saw my friend Tyler, who's black, has a shaved head. I also had a shaved head. So I looked at my teacher, and I was like, look, I'm black, just like Tyler. And she had to be like, Dylan, just because you have a shaved head doesn't mean you're black. And I had to be like, well, Usher's my dad. And my mom ended up coming to pick me up that day and just talked to the teacher. And the teacher was nervous, like, I don't know how to tell you this, but Dylan thinks that he's not only black, but his dad is Usher and he can dance like him. And my mom's like, I know. It's all good, no worries. And my mom's like, do you think he needs to go seek like professional help? And my teacher said that the only professional help he needs is dance lessons. I mentioned I have a stepdad. The thing is, having a stepdad's pretty cool, but it's like a best friend you have at your house all the time. But this best friend can definitely fuck your mom. Like, my friends growing up would tell me to do something, I didn't want to do it. And they would just be like, I'm gonna fuck your mom. It's not a threat. You're 12 years old, alright? If my stepdad tells me to do something, I fucking do it. Man, I already have 3 siblings. I don't want any more. So I used to have a couple of grandpas. They passed away. It's not sad or anything. They're old, but the thing is, they got mad at me growing up whenever I wanted to play one of my favorite Call of Duty games of all time. It was Call of Duty Black Ops. It's heavily based in Vietnam, and they were both in Vietnam, so they were more upset that I was just playing that game all the time. And I think I figured it out finally. I think the main reason why they were so mad was because, I actually won. I actually defeated Vietnam. That's my time. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Still wins, everybody. And for the record, my dad can beat up his 2K guns. That's not that it's a fact. My dad is beating up his 2K guns. And your grandpa. On deck we got Red and Ray Green. We come to the stage right now. Please help me welcome up Lisa Rossi.
Hi guys. Hello. So I've been. This is a new thing that I've been trying to look nicer for the open mics. And I feel like every time it's just a fail. Like I feel like right now I look like your real estate agent. Like we have a lot of mulch, and we have arched driveways. That's a thing, right? Arched, everything is arched. Yeah. Anyway, so my youngest child, is turning 13. And it has me thinking a lot about what it's like to be 13 and what it's like to grow up, and it's not good. And if my actions are any legacy, this child is going to grow up to be a bloody slut. Just you wait. And I know you're not supposed to tell stories and stand up, but I have a few stories. This is where I am right now. Like, I was 12 years old, and my best friend Marie and I met these 2 guys at the mall. Stop. Who goes to the mall anymore? Like, I go to Valley West and I wander through those empty halls and I think I'm gonna get murdered. So anyway, these 2 guys, Marie and I told my dad that we were camping out, and these guys picked us up in the middle of the night. Isn't that fucked up? We did not think we were going to get murdered because they had beer. So they were 16 and we were 12. That is so fucked up. Nothing bad happened. We just got a little drunk and they got sick of us and they drove us home. And Marie was vomiting all night and I had to hold back her hair. Not them, me. And this whole story gives me the heebie-jeebies. It's like, God, like, they're 16 and we're 12. They're feeding us alcohol. This is what it's like to grow up in a small town. That's all I'm saying. So a couple of years later, I was in high school and I was taking English class, which clearly I like. And I got this ferocious crush on my English teacher, Mr. K. Mr. Clemens Rude. Like, I would spend my time in the front row just like staring at his crotch. It was such a big much. So my friend Stacy and I were both cheerleaders, and we wrote him a note, and we put it in his desk. And the note said we both wanted him to fuck us in our cheerleading uniforms.
Dear God.
We were not trying to hide our identities. So a couple of days later, I got this terrible bloody nose, and my blood like spurted all over the wall of his classroom. And I remember he had to put on rubber gloves and scrub my blood off, like my bodily fluids. I liked that. So, yeah, this asshole, Mr. K, friended me on Facebook as an adult, and we had a couple of glorious weeks together as friends on Facebook. And then he unfriended me, and I'll always have to wonder why. Okay, so I'll tell you one more story. So when I was in college, like when I was in my 20s, like I started bringing guys home from college to meet my family. And it was always fraught because I'm like, what are they going to say about me? What are they going to reveal? Like, what's going to happen here? And I had this little brother who was 10 years younger than me. He was 10, and his name was Nicholas. And I brought this guy home named Robert. And he was classy. His dad was a surgeon. And I'm this. And we had a lull in the dinner conversation. And Nicholas, the 10-year-old, was like, hey, did you know that my sister got ringworm? And Robert was like, how old was she? And Nicholas was like, 16. So Robert and I didn't last. And like, I always felt like Nicholas was a little rash. Sorry, that was a pun. I know people don't usually like that, but I had to do it. Gosh, I think that's all I got. Thank you so much.
Lisa Rossi, everybody! Keep it rolling. On deck, we got Maggie. We're coming to stage right now. Please help me welcome up Reverend Ray Green!
Alright, welcome. I welcome myself to local for the first time.
Well, yeah.
Okay, just a quick question before we get started. You don't have any plainclothes police officers in the crowd, do we? Any weed smokers? Yeah, come on, man. Let's hear it. But, yeah, see, I got my vape, my hero tape, and my apologies to the, it's not proof, but Coffin Kim, and I am looking forward to Rob Sand being governor, getting the laws changed with weed here in Iowa. But I guess I'm up there, just get my 5 minutes, I got 5 on it. Some of you may listen to sports radio, or some of you not. I don't know if you listen to the Rush radio, Travis and Ross, or anything like that, but I'm known as your dealer for life. The thing is, if I had a nickel for every dime I gave away since high school, I'd be more retired than I am right now. So that's what's up with that. But this guy was talking about the QA crowd, the Second Amendment, right to bear arms. Well, it's my right to bear a bomb. And when I was kicked out of Dowling in 9th grade for smoking a bowl, that was my God-given right to smoke a bowl. Damn right it was. And that never changed because I've been thrown out of a few places for smoking weed, let's just say that. Now, also, you may have heard of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster, which I am a card-carrying member of the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster. And they've got this Ted Breath guy today spouting off about Pulp Fiction and Ezekiel 1358 or whatever the hell it was. He thought it was real. You know what I mean? It was like, that's Quentin Tarantino Bible. Like I said, it's still my God-given right to smoke weed and carry along. It's your God-given right to carry a gun. I'm not a gun owner, but oh well. live long and smoke the bomb. My thing, I have multiple sclerosis, okay? And some of you may have come across that. See me on the news campaign, log in for medical marijuana, all marijuana law reform. So, I've been in and out of the paper on the news here and there since like 2006 when I first came out public, but as a marijuana reform activist. And, let's just say it's taken me quite a journey. And I'm sure some of you have haven't had a lemon pound cake now the last couple weeks? You know about the lemon pound cake, right? An Afro man?
Oh, yeah.
And I can tell you, Jason can attest to it. He's a personal friend of mine. For real. So I have to say that I'm lucky to have had him at my house on the south side, gave him some weed, and I've been to like 30 plus shows of his ever since. Many dreamers. So I'm looking forward to seeing him out in Colorado. I used to live in Colorado Springs for 10 years. Recently moved back to Iowa back in 2023. Had a disability lawsuit and everything like that. That finally came through once I got back here to Iowa. But now that I'm here, and I wanted to just do some stand-up and make myself more public, because I don't have any fear about public speaking. I used to, you ever work in a boiler room? In a call center? No, none of you ever worked in a call center? That's a damn meat market, let me just say that. And that's where I shine. When I'm on the phone, that's where I shine when I was on the phone. And when I was on the floor, I was like a motivational speaker. And, I would say a few things to keep everybody, motivated, so to say. So what I would say is you're having your bosses. How many bosses tell you to think outside the box? Okay, this one thing. Have you ever heard that thing outside the box? Well, here's my thing. You build the box, you think outside of first. And inside that box, it's just called my house. I built that box, I think inside of it, and that's right. And it's got a couple rooms. It's got one grow room, of course, for medicine, and there's another room with no doors. You know what a room with no doors is? A plant. It's a room with no doors. It's a mushroom. And if you want to teleport, you hear about this Trump guy or whatever talking about teleporting to Walmart and shit like that? I'm like, dude, you want to teleport? Get some mushrooms, man. It'll take you where you want to go. Believe me, I microdose almost daily. Not right now. Believe me, I know about teleportation. My days at LSD are all gone. But, well, that's it. So, thanks for letting me out. Give me 5. I'll try to keep it quick come back every now and then. We're supposed to be working with a couple other comedians to get some stuff launched here in Des Moines. I want to get a THC drink manufacturer that's Lyman Tight or another one. Sponsor shows and everything like that. So, here's the thing. The law is wrong, not the bomb. Meth is yes, pot is not. Just say yes to cannabis for my MS. Good day.
Hell yeah! Reverend Ray Green, everybody! First of all, I thought he was the guy who started the flying spaghetti monster thing. I thought that was the guy. Hey, dude, I want you to know you have motivated me. I smoke weed every day. I'm taking a step back. And one more thing, I gotta say this because this isn't me. I don't own this place. Try not to smoke weed on stage. I get it. I snuck a few weed puffs in here myself. Okay, I'm not a fucking bitch. Okay, we gotta keep it tight. All right, on deck. We got more of me, everyone. But please help me welcome to the stage, Maggie.
Give it up for Rob Sand and his notorious pro-weed campaign.
Yeah.
That man's really doing anything to prove he is not Kim Reynolds.
Yeah.
Hey. Lisa was talking about how she looks, like how she's dressed, and I think I look like a lesbian with frat bro energy, which some might call a lesbian. I was at a work event yesterday, and there was this truck that said Internet Crimes Against Children Task Force, and I don't know, I just feel like they could have workshopped that name a bit. I only listen to basic bitch music, which is valid. Olivia Rodrigo eats every time. But the other day, I was hanging out with someone with like actually diverse music taste, and so like we were playing music, and actually I didn't know any of the words, so I was just dissociating while listening to Blink-182, which, from what I've heard, is a very typical Blink-182 listening experience. I wish I had broader music taste, but I grew up very religious. You probably don't know that because I never mentioned it. But yeah, I grew up very religious, and that does mean that I was only allowed to listen to Christian rock and Maroon 5, and my iPod man was blasting those so hard. But also, Christian rock has no right to be as good as it is. Like, I listen to Casting Crowns, and I'm like, wow, there really is a God. The thing about your music taste growing up is I think it directly correlates to how sheltered you were. Like, my music taste screams, your mom went with you on field trips. And my mom did go with me on field trips, much to my dismay. You can't be cool and have your mom at the local nature center making sure you ate all your Lunchable. I'm not really a hugger. Like, I've never been like, I want someone to squeeze me right now. But the unfortunate thing about not being a hugger is, like, hugs are a really good way to signify the end of a conversation or, like, hang out. But instead, I just have to stand there like a cuck, like, I'm leaving now. Yeah, it's also awkward for other people when they need to comfort you because they can't hug you, so they just have to be like, happy now. Do you ever see talented children and think, I wish my parents bullied me more?
No.
Like, when I see a child who's a better singer than me, I get so jealous. Like, you're not supposed to be good at things yet. You're supposed to have 5 more years of self-hatred and insecurity before you finally blossom into a semi-functional human who's at most good at 2 things. Like, I think because I'm jealous, I'm a little too harsh on children. Like, people will be like, wow, they're only 13 and they're such a good singer. And I'll be like, they were a little flat. I wish when I tried to quit singing lessons as a kid, my mom was like, no, you're going to be a star and you're going to like it. I could have been the next Beyonce. Kind of. But instead, I'm up here complaining and doing, yeah. I have a Samsung phone. I don't really want one, but like I kind of have to have one because when I was in high school, I asked my mom if I could get an iPhone, and she was like, "No, we don't do that here." My mom reacted worse to me finding out that I wanted an iPhone than she did to finding out I was gay. She was like, "You can buy Eve's Apple, but don't you dare buy an Apple phone." Yeah, I didn't like that line. I had a lot of confidence as a kid, and it was like completely unearned. Like I thought I was really good at impressions, but I was actually quite bad at them. So I tell people I could do an impression of them, and they get really excited because that's an exciting thing. And then I do it badly, and they'd be like, "Oh, great job, sweetie!" But I was autistic and 8, so I was like, "I fucking crushed that!" I've been going to open mics about 9 months now, and the biggest thing I've noticed is like how people respond when a joke doesn't land. Like, first you got the, "Come on, that was funny." and you got the whoop, moving on, just the Midwest goodbye of the lines. Or my personal favorite, the dead stare. One of us is gonna laugh, I don't care. Sorry if you're into this, that was awesome. Yeah, my favorite part about that joke is that every time I've done it, it has not worked. And it's a joke about jokes not landing, so that's not going. Okay, bye. Woo!
Maggie, everybody! Hell yeah, rolling on. Then we got Tessa. So come to the stage right now, please help me welcome up Mara Reed!
I got two losses. Maggie, hold on. I gotta press record so I can listen to all my mistakes later. I'm gonna do one of her stare until someone laughs. It worked! Perfect. Maggie, I don't think that you need to hug people when you want to leave their house. I think for you, it would be very fine if you just left. She's like, peace and go. That's what most of the family members I have in my life do. It's just like they're at my house and then they're gone. That's it. You don't have to hug them. I've never hugged my parents when I've left them. It's fine. It's good. It's like the Irish it's like a Midwest goodbye, kind of. I don't know where I'm going with that. What I wanted to talk about, well, I guess you ever, who has kids here? Yeah, you ever get so pumped when you realize that your kid isn't going to go to school with someone who you hates kids? I had that realization. This girl I got beef with, kind of, I don't know, we're not going to go to the backstory. But I realized that, my kids are all different grades than her kids. I'm like, oh, for fun, thank fucking God they're not going to meet them until, maybe high school. Because her kids would probably be in different classes because I don't like them. I'm just going to be like, not that one, though. So that was a good little happy moment. I'm trying to focus on the positives lately because I realized at night, I'm a really bad mom. That's why I'm here right now. To the point that it is something that I swear to God, my therapist is putting little tally marks next to how much I bring it up and the stories behind it because I really suck. Morning Mara will wake up, make her kids a fully balanced breakfast, prep lunch, think about dinner, clean the house, tell my kids how much I love them, and then by dinner time I'm like, get the fuck away from me, you're my worst fucking mistake, everybody fucking sucks, and I just want to go to bed. And it's way worse than that. That was me just trying to put it to you lightly. But I'm at comedy now, so I won't see them tonight, so it's going to be great. Hi, you're not a good mom at night? Just don't be home. Can't be mean to them if I'm not around them. It's working out. My daughter's like, don't go to comedy. I'm like, you won't want me to go. Trust me. I won't want me to go. But I think I was just going to do a bit. That's all I had. That's the only thing I wanted to try was me being a bad mom at night. Actually, I'm going to end it there. Bye.
Mara Reed, ladies and gentlemen. You guys ready for your last few comments of the night? Guys, thank you so much for coming. We do this every single week. Come check us out on Thursday. Tell your friends and family. It's a good time. On there, we got Jason. But come to the stage right now. Please help me welcome up Tessa!
Wow, what an eclectic group we have tonight. My goodness, the personalities in this room. So yeah, I was here last week. Since then, I paid my taxes. Who else? You guys want to go get teardrop tattoos for all the people we're killing? With our tax money? Am I right? Am I right? Oh my God. Yeah. Murder machine country. Wow. I also learned in the last week that someone told me, or I was reading something about kinks, and strangulation was on the list. And I was like, it is not a kink to strangle men. That's ridiculous. That's everyday behavior. Really? That's normal. Anyway, I'm so excited for this because there's mothers in the audience. I think you might understand. I actually hope you help me spread awareness on this very important issue. So this week, Minnesota, the progressive, incredible work of the Democrats, I'm being sarcastic, they ended up passing 12-week maternity leave. Wow! That's actually unheard of in America. Around the world, very normal. Very normal. Much longer than 12 weeks. Years. A year, some places. Because, well, I'll get into the reasons why soon. But, I'm always like, yeah, that's how the U.S. compares to other countries. Pretty bad, pretty embarrassing. And I have actually found a different comparison that I actually think is even more effective at really portraying how fucked we are. Okay, so dogs in Minnesota, they got maternity leave in 2014.
Yeah.
Since 2014, it has been illegal in Minnesota to separate a dog from its puppy for 8 weeks. It's illegal. Okay, it's literally criminalized. And you want to know where I found this information? In the Minnesota State Code, under the section titled Caring for Animals. And then I flip over to their Women Human Benefits section, and it says, this is the section for sluts and poor people. Jesus, you guys, I'm serious, the dogs are moving up on the food chain. I don't know if anyone else is noticing this. I don't know if you've seen their boutiques and their dog daycares, very fancy, Montessori schools. I've seen them. They got their bakeries, the dog economy. Holy fuck. I actually saw a GoFundMe for a dog surgery that exceeded its goal by over 2 times its goal. People fucking love dogs, they hate women. What's up with that? Anyway, I actually would love to be a doggo pair someday. And also, just to mention, this dog code, actually it's very common. Actually, the most backward state in the country, West Virginia, has only a 7-week dog maternity leave. Only 7 weeks instead of 8. In California, it's a felony to separate a dog from its puppy before 8 weeks. For real, you guys! Europe is the least of our problems. Dogs are doing better than us. So dogs and kids, who likes them, who hates them? I don't hate kids, but nobody sends their dogs to boarding school. Yeah. I got more dog jokes. You guys ever smile at a dog and a guy looks at you and thinks you're smiling at him? And then you're like, oh God, is he gonna follow me? Oh shit. Is he gonna kill me when I reject him? Fuck. You guys know how Fox News is like technically not a news channel, it's like technically entertainment. And I'm really glad it's not real news, because all the real news is like rapists and wars and environmental destruction, killing, whatever. And I really don't want my grandma to see all that, so I'm cool with it. All right, well, are you even keeping time tonight? Oh, really? Please, I didn't acknowledge. All right, perfect. See you, everybody.
Hell yeah. Yes, everybody! It's crazy because my parents used to fight dogs. And it's just like, we've come so far, dude. It's so fucked up. I know that's fucked up, guys. Okay, I didn't do it. You guys ready for your headliner? Hell yeah. Come to the stage right now, please.
So, fun fact about Minnesota, you were talking about Minnesota. They have a donation from the Church of Satan in their state capital. On the ground floor. The whole statue and everything. Like, holy shit. Don't care about our souls, but dogs, man, we're about it. Yeah. I'm with it. It's been really fucking nice out lately, but, you know, the weather, it's like, you just wait for that one moment where you're like, oh god, I love this. We're finally in summer. The next day, it's fucking snowing sideways and shit. You're like, fuck, I put the coat away, dude. The fuck is that thing? Just like gloves, wearing a fucking hat. Oh, look, it's nice again. Shit, fuck yeah. It's bipolar like my ex was. Shit. But, I guess, maybe it was hard to say. Dating's weird. It took a while for me to accept that I was probably a problem too, you know, because it takes two to tango. And this mustache just says you're a problem. So, I actually have a mustache because I lost a bet. I tend to not wake up early in the morning to go to work. I am an absolute expert on being fired. So, if any of you guys need your job, come to my seminar. Thank you. Unemployment's great. I'm just playing. I don't know all that shit. I sell drugs like a normal person. I mean, the hoochie daddy shorts and the fucking no sleeves and the mustache should tell you that. So, nobody's employing this. Unless it's prostitution or this. Hockey's great. Sorry, squirrel. Fucking A. So, I started talking to this girl, right? She seems pretty cool. She said I should do like a severance ritual from my ex, because she thinks she was a witch. And I'm like, but aren't you a witch? She's like, yeah, that's how I know. I'm like, okay. She's like, I just need a little bit of your blood for this ritual. I'm like, that's exactly what a person that needs way too much fucking blood would say. So I gave her my blood. Now I follow her around like a lost puppy. So kind of confused on whether it was a severance ritual or I just sold my soul to Satan. Maybe I should move to Minnesota. That'd be great. That's about it. I think that's all my current events, other than being on the stage. Thanks, guys. Y'all did great tonight. Everyone, Pete?
Jason, everybody!
Hell yeah, dude.
I will say, there's a 60-year-old guy working in our factory through a temp agency. 60-year-old through a temp agency, same exact mustache as Jason, dude. Identical. They miss everything. It's insane. Guys, no, it's great. It's great. He's got some years on it. That'll happen everywhere. Guys, thank you so much for coming out. Give it up for your comments one more time. Hell yeah. Give it up for Christian one more time. We'll see you guys next week. Thank you.
Well, that was pretty fun.
What's up, bro? Who are you gonna be in? I'm sorry.
Ray,
I'm Ben.
Ray Lakers.
I own the spot.
What's that?
I own the spot.
Oh, okay.
What number over here again?
Oh, I got you.
Right outside the.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
It's maybe insulting the establishment. So.
No, I bring the shock value.